We are scheduled to be joined here momentarily by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. If you are starting off your morning and your alarm goes off and the first thing you hear is Outkick, you've woken up at the right time. We got a good interview scheduled to join you right now. Lots of news that has been breaking. The U.S. Open is underway now. Tiger Woods scheduled to tee off in about 5 minutes. The reports are, this came last night. If you're waking up on the West Coast right now, this is according to at John Wilner, Wilner hotline here. USC and UCLA athletic directors have joined forces and gotten approval needed from LA County to begin practicing once the Pac-12 signs off on a return to play. That is potentially setting the Pac-12 up to play around the same time as the Big Ten, which announced yesterday that they were going to return. And that obviously is big news for those of you out there who've been fighting for the Big Ten to play, including the White House, which was very involved in helping to push for the Big Ten to be able to get back and play. Also, late last night, the Mountain West, according to Brett McMurphy, quote, aggressively exploring options to play 8-game fall season, culminating with a December 19th Mountain West title game. Sources have told Stadium this would allow the league to be eligible for the New Year's 6 bowl games. So all of this rolling in together, we are rolling into what is likely to be the busiest weekend maybe of all time in the world of sports, with the U.S. Open golf teeing off right now. You've got the NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals underway. You've got tonight the Battle of Ohio, the Browns going up against the Bengals there to see exactly what is going to be able to take place in that game. Joe Burrow in his second ever start going up against Baker Mayfield. Intriguing question for everybody out there. Which side of that debate would you take right now? Joe Burrow, who's only played one game, but came close, very close, to being able to have things go perfectly there. Almost threw a touchdown pass to A.J. Green on one of the final plays of the game, got an offensive pass interference call. As a result, the Bengals then missed a field goal and lost that game. What is going to happen tonight? Baker Mayfield, the Odell Beckham drama, what is going to be the outcome there? It's a pretty intriguing Thursday night football game as we get ready for week 2 of NFL action. On top of that, we also have the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs continuing. We have got a bevy, maybe the most busy weekend of all time. College football continuing to roll with the ACC and the Big 12. And again, Big Ten making news. They announced yesterday morning that they are officially coming back. The president was a big part of that. And we're efforting right now, the White House to call us in. Expect to be talking with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, here shortly. Now, here's what I know behind the scenes. There hasn't been a lot of attention or credit given to the President of the United States or the White House. The White House had over 300 calls involved in trying to help pave the way for the Big Ten to be able to come back and play. And what's interesting is the number of people out there in the media who, when Donald Trump had his first call with Kevin Warren, said there's no way that the Big Ten is going to be able to play this fall. And now, not only is the Big Ten playing this fall, the schedule that they have proposed would allow them to be a part of the college football playoff, which is pretty extraordinary overall in theory to be able to get into that mix with one of the 4-team playoff scenarios. Now, there are a lot of uncertainties in the world at large right now as we deal with what's going on with the coronavirus, everything else. But for the Pac-12 basically to reverse the decision that they made in early August, for the Pac-12 to be poised to reverse that decision, for the Mountain West to be poised to reverse that decision, everybody is theoretically coming back except for the MAC, which is unfortunate as we break down that scenario and that situation going forward indeed. So, as we await the president to call us, I'm going to bring in Dub here, who is our U.S. Open expert. Dub, what do you expect to see? They're underway now at Winged Foot. Would you take the over or under par? Last time the winner at Winged Foot shot a +5. Would you go over or under par for the ultimate winner here?
I think you got to go over. +5 won it last time with Jeff Ogilvy, and in the past, I believe it was Hale Irwin in the 70s was +7, ended up winning the score at Winged Foot for the U.S. Open. So this is going to be one of those classic U.S. Opens where guys are going to be struggling. You're not going to see a -10, 11, 12, anywhere close to that. Even par or better would definitely win, in my opinion. I think over par, a couple over, maybe 2, 3 over, might end up winning this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be really interesting. Tiger Woods teeing off right now. Obviously, he gets a lot of attention, not necessarily the favorite. The three favorites right now in the U.S. Open as everybody is starting to tee off. Dustin Johnson, who's just been on absolute fire. He's been white hot down the stretch here of the U.S. Open. And also, certainly we've had Jon Rahm, who has been right on his tail throughout the past several weeks of the season as well. And then you look at Justin Thomas, players like that, those are the top three most likely to actually win. I kind of asked this question earlier, but I'm curious. We'll go around the horn. And as we await the White House, obviously things can kind of get busy. So I'm anticipating the president's going to call us at any minute here. But I do think this is an interesting question surrounding the Thursday night NFL start. What would you do if you had to vote right now, if you had to buy stock in one of these guys? Would you rather have Joe Burrow or would you rather have Baker Mayfield for the next 3 or 4 years? To me, this has become an easy solution, and it's not necessarily an endorsement of Joe Burrow as much as it is an indictment of what Baker Mayfield has become. He showed a lot of promise at the end of his rookie year. Season 2, things did not come together at all for the Browns. They were the trendy offseason pick to really get rolling. Baker Mayfield became one of the faces of the NFL. He had a lot to say. Remember him chugging the beer at the Cleveland Indians game in the press box, in the suite there. All of the attention that he got, all of the endorsements. He was everywhere on television. And the expectation was, hey, the Browns are a legitimate threat in the AFC North to potentially win that division. And then everything fell apart. And nothing ended up working well at all for Baker Mayfield. And now he didn't look very good in the first game of the season on the road against the Ravens. Granted, it's a difficult scenario. We've only seen one game from Joe Burrow. But already, to me, this is not a difficult call. I'll start with you, Dub. Would you go Joe Burrow or would you go Baker Mayfield, thinking about the next several years of their potential NFL careers?
Well, just based on everything we've seen out of Mayfield, other than his rookie season, I don't know how you could go with Mayfield. I think Burrow has all the upside. I liked how he played last week against Los Angeles. They should have won that game. I thought they kind of got screwed over by that offensive PI call. But to me, it's Joe Burrow. Easy answer.
Yeah, what about you, Eddie Garcia? Which direction would you go in that respect?
Yeah, I agree with Dub, and I watched that game, of course, with my wife being the big Chargers fan. So, and I wanted to see Joe Burrow anyway as well. So, I would definitely go with Joe Burrow. Too much upside, and I don't like what I've seen out of Baker Mayfield so far.
Roberto, would you make it virtually unanimous that you would go with Joe Burrow as well?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield has been downhill ever since the end of his rookie year, and I watched that game. Joe Burrow, I watched him in LSU, and he looks the same to me. There's just something about Joe Burrow. He's got that it factor, and I think he's gonna be great in the NFL.